Hello, and this is Rohan, and yeah, time for another playthrough. I'm finally back to making these, so yeah, I really wanted it to be Black or White 2, but I still need to practice that game, so to keep me in top shape when it comes to making videos, how about I do Tokyo Extreme Racer? Kinda random, considering though I only played RPGs basically. But Tokyo Extreme Racer is my game of the year for 2025. I really enjoy playing this one, so yeah, I really want to show it on the channel because yeah, I love this series. And this game means a lot for this series because yeah, the series has gone for a very long time, but thanks to this game, it looks like it's back and maybe in full force too, so yeah. There's quite a lot to do in this game, but I think that the length of the game too is really good for what I need, so yeah. Alright, let's take a start then. So yeah, let's press any button and let's start a new game. So yeah. Alright, so yeah, here, this is a bit, you basically just get thrown this. So basically, there's actually quite a few ways you can just typically in this game. This, basically there is a skill tree in this game. If you put it on Enjoy, you have no restrictions on it, but if you put it on Challenge, you are restricted. Basically, yeah, you need to progress the game to get more items in the perk tree that you can unlock. So yeah, I do feel like the progression in this game is actually kind of good on Challenge, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, if you just want to play the game at the beat of your own drum, then Enjoy is a good option. But yeah, keep note though that yeah, you can't change to Challenge from Enjoy, and then if you decide to drop down to Enjoy, you can't do Challenge. It's kind of like Fire Emblem's difficulty sometimes, so yeah. Well, let's go. Let's buy a car you love. Welcome to the world of Tokyo Extreme Racer. In this world, you need to have your own machine get started. On the dealer screen, you can purchase a machine using CP, which is your money. First, buy a machine that will become your initial partner. When purchasing a machine, you can set the buy car and life set. If you don't customize life set, it will be set randomly. Alright, so in this game, you only have 3 cars you can start with, which I'm pretty sure is done to make the game a bit more approachable when compared to like something like TXR3, which gave you a lot of options, but not all of them were very good, so yeah. Anyway, so from Mazda you have the Roadster RS, or the Mazda MX-5, or Miata as it's known as around the world. It's actually considered the least effective start car of the 3, but it's still very good. The thing about these 3 is that they basically have the same performance, so you can basically pick whatever you like best. Kinda like what the game was suggesting earlier, so yeah. But yeah, it's an FR car, so it's front engine rear drive, 131 PS, which is how Japanese do horsepower in this game. It's not bad, it doesn't weigh that much either. And again, I actually used it in my first playthrough, so yeah, it can definitely get you through the early game, not too bad. But then after that, we got the Toyota AE86, which also has the advantage of being a bit cheaper. But yeah, the thing about it is that it has very similar performance to the Roadster, or the MX-5 as I like to call it. But it's lighter and it's cheaper too, so yeah, it kind of does outcost the MX-5 as a result, and also yeah, it's a pretty popular choice because again, it's a pretty famous car in Japanese media because yeah, it's a starring car initially. And then after that, we got the Suzuki Swiss Sport. This is considered the best one because yeah, it has the most power and it's still very light, so yeah. So yeah, I think we're going to be going with the Swift because yeah, I did use the MX-5 in my first playthrough, so yeah, it would be cool to try the front-wheel drive car, so yeah. But yeah, of course we can change the color. And there's like 2 color options here. I'm pretty sure that's for like the roof and stuff. I'm gonna go with the yellow. Yellow seems like a good Suzuki color, and yeah, you know what, I will keep the license plate as is. That could be like the car's own flair, I guess, so yeah, let's go with that. You got your machine now. Let's move to the garage screen. On any home screen, press B button and the root menu will open. Set the garage icon. In this game, you use this root menu to navigate between various screens, so make sure to remember this option. Let's go. So yeah, when you go to garage, you can also, you know, change your options too. So I actually have auto save turned off. That's the main thing because yeah, I actually prefer the saving manually. So yeah. You can also adjust your sound, your graphics settings and all that, so yeah. Let's go to garage now. This is the garage screen. This is the hub you'll visit most often, serving as the base for your activities. It displays your basic player information and your car specs. Also, when heading to the Shitoku, expressway, you'll use the enter course button. Let's enter a course, press the enter course button. So yeah, you can't really do, I mean, there is actually one thing you can do, additional rules. So this is kind of important. When enabled, water and oil temperatures will fluctuate and tires will wear out even outside battle. They earn CP when you earn more CP when you win a battle. So basically, they add this because in all the TXR games, TXR 0, the Tokyo Xtreme is 0 should be saying, and Tokyo Xtreme is 3, you have to manage your oil and water temperatures. It's not very good in this game, I must admit, because the problem is that they heat up very quickly for some reason, and there isn't really a way to cool them down very quickly. Although, to be fair, it is nice that in this game you can actually cool them down on your own, which, yeah, I'll talk about while I drive. There's a couple ways to cool them down quite quickly, and then also they heat up even outside of races, which didn't happen in TXR3, which is kind of annoying. So yeah, but anyway, let's enable it because I think it's manageable. So yeah, and then you can change the tires. I'm gonna go soft because actually no, let's go medium because what you're supposed to do is only fight one rival, but you can actually fight a bit more. So yeah. Anyway, on the max screen, you can check the current course conditions, enter the to expressway from your map. Additionally, you can check the information on rivals current on the course and your game progress. Objectives in the list. The ramps are unlocked by driving on the course and passing by them. First, let the unlocked Kandabashi C1 inner loop ramp and enter the Shikobu expressway. So yeah. Because I guys see that there's a rival here. Timid Challenger is his name. We need to take him on. So let's enter. And let's fight our first rivals. So yeah. And then yeah. Again, this like opening is basically like tutorial. Because again, you kinda need that in modern games it feels like, but anyway. Countless souls me under the night circular route. So I got some plot here. The tile of fastest, never fading. No matter how the times change. The roar of exhaust. Headlights slicing through the darkness. Accelerator is pressed to the limits. No, now a new soul has appeared on the circular route. The soul, once a nobody, awakens the moment it steps onto the stage. The instinct of racing awakens. So yeah, let's give it a go now. So yeah, we're going on to the C1 loop. I should have mentioned this too, yeah, all these roads that we're going to be driving on do exist in real life Tokyo, so yeah, that's kind of one of the charms of this series. Also why it gets its name too, but anyway. This also many street races rivals. First, let's send the machine's basic controls how to drive the expressway, so yeah, it kind of looks at that. When you get over and send this to my rival, that information will be displayed in this state, flashing with the A button signals the start of battle, initiating SP battle. In SP battle, you can reduce your opponent's SP gauge by staying ahead of them, and the first to deplete the opponent's SP gauge wins. So yeah, you got your basic controls up there, your accelerate, your brake, your steering, but of course in this game, to actually battle someone, you need to flash your lights. So there we go. We're fighting against Timid Challenger here. And yeah, you can also get that just accelerate. You need to press the accelerate as soon as go appears, I believe, so yeah. So it's kind of like a jump start. So yeah, basically, a lot of people like to compare the TXR's battles to a fighting game. Yeah, basically you need to deplete the opponent's health by driving ahead of them, so yeah. And that's basically what we're doing here against Timid Challengers. There we go. And there we go. You can earn CP by winning SP battles. CP is needed to buy and upgrade your car, so keep battling rivals and keeping SP. There's a max limit to the amount of CP you can hold, and initially the amount is not very high. However, you can unlock the CP level from the prerequisite tree to increase this limit. You can also earn BP by defeating each rival. You'll get such a large chance of BP on your first victory. You can use on the flex screen to unlock new cars in the shop, tune levels, driver ability upgrades, skills, and play environment features, so make sure to actively earn them. Is tire durability. Driver will gradually accumulate damage over tires. Damage increases, grip strength weakens, make it hard to maintain traction, easier to return to the garage facing tires and new ones that resist damage. Additionally, the used nitro system will be automatically filled. And then yeah, return to the garage. First press mini button to open the force window. From there, set the return to garage run to go back to the garage. Let's try heading back to garage now. We're not going to do that because you can still drive around for a little bit. Maybe until, you know, either the tires go or your engine temperatures get a bit too high. So about engine temperature. So yeah, here's the thing about this game that's new this series. You can fight the traffic. All the traffic is just called the Nameless One. And yeah, they don't give BP, but they do give more money, which can be very useful early on, especially if you did start with the MX-5. So yeah. So about engine oil temperature. So how it works is that the water temperature heats up first, and then if it gets too high, then the oil temperature goes up, and then once both get too high, the engine goes to what's called safe mode, where it limits the revs, so then it can cool down the engine automatically. So yeah, to avoid that, yeah, you need to drive kind of carefully, let's just say. Basically, if you're outside bow, you don't want to be full throttle all the time. What you want to do is you want to kind of lift and coast. Pretty much, yeah, you want to accelerate, but then, yeah, lift off to cool down the engine. That's kind of how I learned. It's a bit harder with slower cars, while faster cars are actually easier, which is kind of funny. But anyway, I'm noticing that now my water temperature is going up a little bit. So now, yeah, I want to slow it down a little bit to get it back down a little bit. So yeah, now here's the thing, you don't want to fight all the traffic because some of them are kind of dangerous, like the taxis. Yeah, the taxis, yeah, they're driven by Kiryu, so yeah, so they're quite fast. So yeah, like that was something very funny about the Yakuza games. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, in some of them there was like a mini game where yeah, you could drive a taxi. So that was pretty funny. That's probably something I would look forward to if I play a Yakuza game, so yeah. I'm actually not so sure if I could take on that minivan there, the Toyota Velfire. So I'm just going to take on anything I think I can take on, like another 8.6. So let's go. Again, yeah, you don't need to do this, but hey, let's get a bit more money to play with. And also, yeah, get a bit more acquainted with how the battling in this game works, so yeah. Now the good thing about the engine temp too, it does take quite a while to make the engine go into safe mode, but again, it's not ideal, so yeah, you probably want to avoid doing that, so yeah, if possible. And you see that, yeah, we're already heating up the engine again, which isn't great. So yeah, that's why, again, it can be quite difficult to manage for some people, so yeah. So that's why we're probably not going to stay here for too long, because again, we're not going to stay here for too long because, yeah, again, we only have our starter car, and also, yeah, it only has so much power as well, but yeah. Because we do want to go back and, of course, upgrade it, so yeah. Let's take on this Suzuki Alto now. It is cool that, yeah, you can just, you know, it's not just let's see the game, you can just kind of do your own thing. It's kind of funny, so yeah. Anyway, so those are some of the main things, and yeah, also, yeah, tire degradation too. Yeah, your tires are going to wear out, so yeah, so you need to be a bit careful of that. And they also wear out outside, although, yeah, later on in the game, money isn't too much of an issue, so then, yeah, you can replace the tires, actually, which is very nice. You can actually do that in all the TS games, same with the Nitrous, although we're not going to be seeing that for a long time, so yeah. That just kind of looks a bit later in the game, so yeah. Anyway, I think that should be good. We got 5 wins. We got a bit of money, so yeah, let's go back to the garage. Actually, yeah, one thing I'll show. And this says that, yeah, we actually got some new objectives, but yeah, none of the rivals are around though, as it shows here, so yeah. Yeah, the only real thing we could do is, go fight, the only thing we can really do is, yeah, we can go fight, or get this ramp actually. You know what, that's actually probably the smart thing, because yeah, a lot of these are just driving around, so yeah, I think that's what we actually do, so yeah. Anyway, so, I know there's a FOMO in this game, but I actually don't know how to trigger it, so yeah. I kinda wanted to show that a little bit. My guess is it might be the screenshot one, so yeah, I'll try pressing it. Oh, that's a screenshot one, alright. So never mind. At least I know that now, so yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I know there's a phone mode in this game, yeah, I don't really know how to trick. I guess it would be in the controls, wouldn't it? So yeah, let's have a really quick look. Because yeah, it would be cool to maybe use that as like a thumbnail, so yeah. That's click right stick, okay. So yeah. So if I go here, there we go. So yeah. And yeah, there's quite a lot of options too. Actually not so sure. Actually no, you can turn around like this. So if I want to get a good view of my Suzuki Swift, then yeah, I can, do something like this. I don't know how to go down from here now. I guess like that, right? So yeah, there you go. So yeah, that looks like a pretty good potential thumbnail right there. So yeah, and then yeah, I can hide the UI doing this. So yeah, there you go. I don't actually need to take the photo to do that. So yeah. Anyway, so let's unlock the last ramp, which yeah, we can see by clicking that. You can't get this ramp because you need to drive the other way. Because if this is C1 inner, this is C1 outer. So yeah, keep that in mind. I guess to do that, we'll fight one more rival in this Honda Beat. So let's go. So my new things, I don't use the photo mode at all in my regular playthrough because I don't really feel the need. So yeah, but you can make some really cool looking screenshots to like use as like a wallpaper, or you can use like a wallpaper. You can use it for YouTube thumbnails. It's pretty cool. So yeah. But anyway, there we go, and we did unlock the ramp. So yeah, we've explored basically all of C1 inner now, so that's good. So let's return to the garage now. Your first victory. While basking in the excitement of joining the night breeze of the parking area, a stranger appeared. A confident, strikingly poised, and lively woman. Good evening. Nice night, isn't it? Is this your first time to Shuto Expressway? Well, not bad at all. But I haven't introduced myself yet. Around here, I'm known as a prominent street racer. Call me Cinderella past midnight. I actually watched your battle earlier, and it made me want to meet you in person, so I chased you all the way to this parking area. Your driving, to be honest, is still quite raw, but you have a certain sparkle others lack. I believe that battles between street racers are a form of communication. You meet many street racers here, through dozens, even hundreds of battles. Who will you meet? What will you feel? How far can you go? Don't you think it's thrilling? Why do we race? That's the question every street racer keeps deep in their heart. When you find that answer, I want to hear it on the course. Through a battle, of course. When that time comes, I won't hold back. The woman, a street racer, Cinderella past midnight, said those words and turned to climb into a machine. A vibrant yellow car, even striking in the midnight, effortlessly sliced through the Shuto Expressway as it sped away. Why do I race? As you ask yourself that question, it almost feels like you can hear the breath of the demon that haunts this Shuto Expressway. So yeah, we are Sagami's beginner, so let's do that. So yeah, the BAD name, or bad name, that basically is what the game calls you. It depends on basically driving, or how you drive, and also other factors too, but anyway. So yeah, now we have 500,000 CP and we have 50 PP. So let's think about how we're going to use that. And yeah, it's mainly up to you, but anyway. So yeah, let's aim for the top of the sort. The garage offers various features of purchasing and upgrading your machine, from tuning to altering car settings and enhancing the drivers themselves. There isn't just one way to aim for the top of the Shuto Expressway. Try different methods to find your own way to reach the top. Your story begins here and now. So now, yeah, we're kind of free to do more of what we want. So yeah. Now, also new in this game too, you can change the bad name, but you need to unlock more bad names or stuff like that, basically. So yeah, I think to end this part, yeah, let's show off more of these options. So you have the dealer where, yeah, we can buy the cars. Yeah, we obviously can't afford them. The collection shows off all our cars, basically. But also here you can change the license plate, and that's important for wanderers, which yeah, we'll talk about later. The reference. This is where all the rivals' information are stored, but also, yeah, your records when you're driving around. Basically, yeah, there's like sections of the map where yeah, you can either post a quick time or post a large speed trap. And then you can also replay the story too, which is cool if you want, get caught up. So as for rivals, yeah, there's a couple of things. Like, yeah, you got the team here, challenges, which yeah, we don't know anything about until we beat the team leader. We'll go over what that is later. And yeah, there's nothing else, but there will be more options here later, obviously. So let's click on Team Timid Challenger, and let's learn a bit more about it. That's another cool thing about this race too. All your rivals are not just, faceless nobodies, they are their own people, so yeah. I don't want to read all of them, I do want to at least read the most important ones, so yeah. I think for the beginning part of this game, I might just read all the rivals, so yeah. But I think later on, when we have a lot of rivals, yeah, I might focus on the important ones, so yeah. Anyway. So this Timid Challenger, his real name is Yutanogi. He's apparently transportation business is his real job. He's part Challengers. He's a team member of Challengers because yeah, there's either team member or team leader. And then he's normally drives around C1 in a loop. And then it also has your win rate against him too. The young man began driving on his local mountain pass inspired by street races. His love of cars surpasses that of his teammates, but his skills are far from matching. Known as the weakest in the team and unable to refuse requests, he's often treated as an errand boy and made to wash cars on his day off. Dreaming of becoming the fastest man in the Shuto Expressway, he joined the High Hopes, only to be defeated by a rookie in his first battle. He's a stand by the skill car compared to his hometown. So there you go. You also get rid of the silhouette too if you want to have a better look at the car, and yeah, every rival has a silhouette too. They don't have faces or anything like that, but they don't really need to. They kind of show up a lot of personality even without it. And then yeah, conversation playback, if they have more dialogue, then yeah, you can replay it there, so yeah. But anyway, so with that done, yeah, let's see the other options. Let's look at the perk screen. So this is basically your skill tree, and yeah, there's a lot going on here, so yeah. So you have a lot of options. You can either go off and buy a new car for yourself, which yeah, you could, because there are definitely some cheap options. Early on, but the thing is though, you are a little bit limited because some cars you see here are locked. The only way we can get them is progressing the game, or of course, having enjoy mode, which if you're wondering what give up does, that puts you back to enjoy mode, so yeah. But anyway, what we really want though is tuning, because we need to make our car better, so yeah. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to get just the engine upgrade at the moment, but yeah, what I'm going to be spending my BP on is engine, or not engine upgrades in general, basically, so yeah, so because I want to make the car better. And then you have driver, so here, there's skills in this game, basically, so yeah. There's a lot to go over here, I think we'll go over it once I, start unlocking things, but basically, yeah. These increase your stats, so basically, like, if you're an RPG, this allows you to level up. It does actually increase your driver level too, up here as well. So you got SP, which is your health. Attack, which is how much damage you do. Defense is how much damage you can take. Toughness, I'm pretty sure, is related to how much you lose when you, like, hit walls and stuff, is what I think. It's not the easiest stat to decipher, but yeah, that's what it feels like. So, all of them are pretty useful. You probably want to level them up a little bit, but I think attack and SP are probably the main focuses, so yeah. And then finally we have perks. These are passive plus, basically. So yeah, for example, the ones we can lock at the moment are increased prize money from rivals and cheaper tuning parts. So yeah, those are pretty good. So yeah. And yeah, another interesting thing is that all of them are unlocked. So if you really want to, you can just, focus down on certain things. Except for this one here, but yeah, we'll talk about that later. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with going with just the engine upgrade, because yeah, now it's time to go. You could go back to garage, but yeah, we can't already know what we're doing here. And then yeah, if you do unlock a skill, you can equip it here. So yeah, but we don't need skills at the moment. If we upgrade our car sufficiently, we don't need the help of skills. So yeah, let's go and choose. So yeah, there's a couple of things we can upgrade, but the only thing we can upgrade at the moment is the power unit. So now we can get a little bit extra power. But yeah, as it says there though, we need to maximize the performance with the exhaust and intake system. So yeah, we're going to need to do that. setting, this is important when we actually, get more parts. But yeah, you can adjust the settings of the car. We're going to be doing this a lot because it makes the game a lot easier. And then yeah, if we have the money, we might also buy some aero upgrades. I say upgrades, but actually what they just do is make your car look nice. So yeah. And see there, yeah, it'll be a bit difficult to afford these, so we're probably gonna worry about this later. But there are some pretty cool things you could do to our Suzuki surviving. But yeah, we're gonna save it for later. But one thing we can do though is livery, because I don't know if this costs a lot. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I can change the color if I want. I can turn the yellow into much brighter yellow if I really want to, or more vivid yellow actually. Which yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do just that. So yeah. So there we go. That looks a bit nicer to me. And also you can change the subcolor too. Which yeah, that seems to change what the roof looks like, but you know what? I'll take it. So there we go. That didn't actually cost any money, so that's good to know. So yeah, I don't think this actually costs money at all. But anyway, you can also add stickers. These go on your windows basically. And yeah, we can add some corporate logos to make our car look more legit, basically. So yeah. So for example, yeah, I could put... Who do I want to put, actually? These all... I mean, most of them, I think, are real-life car brands. Or car part brands, I should be saying. So yeah. I kind of like this one, so I'll put it there. And you can also change the position. I'm going to put it at position 1, so there we go. I'll just like that. You can also put it on the side windows too. And then yeah, we can also put vinyls on that car too. And you have a lot of options. Where to place them, and also just options in general. Like yeah, you can either add like gradation, you can add lines, so you can make your own shapes basically. Although yeah, there's definitely some interesting ones there as well. I guess I can show off all the options real quick. Like just slide through them real quick. Like if you want to add some like gradients to the color, because you can change the color of these, then yeah, that's pretty cool. Here's the actual shape. So yeah, again, if you want to, maybe make your own shapes and stuff, you probably want these. So yeah. Then you got patterns. So yeah, that's pretty basic stuff there. Then you got Art Factory. These are some like vinyls you can put on the car. This is probably what I'm gonna put on, to be honest. So yeah. Because yeah, you don't need to worry too much, you can just put them on and then have fun basically. And then you also got Art Factory 2. There's a lot of crazy options. Like you can add whatever that is. You can add a woman, you can add a mech. There's quite a lot of options, I really enjoy it, so yeah. So yeah. There we go. Just want to show that a little bit. Then you got animal, which yeah, you can add teeth to your car, which is funny. And other things. Then we got camouflage, which yeah, you can basically like wrap your car on this and make it look kind of cool. This 8-bit one actually kind of looks pretty decent, to be honest. The camera also looks kind of cool too, so yeah. Then you got classic, which yeah, just basic looking patterns looks like. Then you got comic, so like you can add some like graphics onto it. The smiley face is pretty cool, not gonna lie. Then you can add some letters, except that the mostly numbers are Japanese symbols, so yeah. Then you got nature, which are more graphics, which are pretty cool, to be honest. Then you got racing, which is racing fans, but also like, I believe these are fake sponsors basically. You can make your car look more like a race car too. But you also got some Genki stickers and also some DXR ones. And yeah, this is what the game is called in Japan. It's called Shujoku Battle, by the way. So yeah. Then you can add some scars of your edgy. Technology, which is more like really cool gimbals. To be honest, yeah, I might use one from here. Then you got tribal, which are some like interesting patterns. So yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go for something from technology. I think I'm gonna go with Maybe actually this one, to be honest. That does look kind of cool, even like that, to be honest. So yeah, but yeah, you can also adjust the size and stuff. But like I said, yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. And then I can also mirror image it too. So now it applies to the other side too. So yeah, there you go. The back does look a little bit strange if you do that, but I guess that's fine. So yeah, I could add something at the back then to maybe make it look a little bit nicer. So yeah. Okay, I could add like this, and then yeah, there you go. I might make it a little bit smaller as well, so it's not like clashing too much with the sides. So there we go. I think that looks pretty cool. And you can also add to your wing too, although I actually have no idea what the wing is positioned. And you also got your options. So yeah, there you go. I think that's everything I want to show in this part. Again, yeah, just, you know, get yourself acquainted with stuff, and then next time though, yeah, that's when the fun really starts. We're going to be finding a lot of rivals, finding a lot of new rivals, maybe taking on our first team leaders and stuff. It should be quite interesting, so yeah. And yeah, we got our good old Suzuki Swift 2. Already serving us pretty good, and now it looks a little bit cooler, so yeah. So there we go. Alright, so yeah, like I said, next time, yeah, we're going to be exploring more of the C1 loop, and yeah, we're gonna see if we can, yeah, like I said, make a bit more progress. So yeah, look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again for that.